I'm Pavan, four-time Madden champion. In this video, we're going to be breaking down the best defensive playbook in Madden 25, which is going to be the Minnesota Vikings hybrid defense. I'm going to be talking about a couple formations that I find really good, talking about why Vikings is, such a great option, and some of the chess match, what you could do, how to really run this Vikings defense like a pro. Let's get into the video now. So getting straight into it, this Vikings playbook, it's one of the only playbooks in the entirety of Madden 25 that has five really good formations on defense. So if you're one of those players that likes to shuffle around and find a defense that your opponent cannot beat, this is a playbook for you. I personally like to stick in maybe one or two defensive formations. Even I myself have ran this Vikings playbook for a good amount in Madden 25. The five really good formations that we're going to be talking about today is going to be the 3-4 odd, the 4-3 even 6-1, the 3-3-5 odd, the 2-4-5 double mug, last but not least, the dime 1-4-6. So like I said, this is a hybrid defense. You can do a lot out of this defense. Really blitz and send the dogs at your opponent with 3-4 odd or 6-1. You could play a little more passive and play a lot of pass defense out of like 1-4-6 or even 3-3-5 odd. And you could just sit and double mug mid blitz, right? Mid blitz is one of the best defenses in the game. You have this as well. So how would I personally run this defense? Well, let's get into it right now. If you want a part two to this, where I break down maybe one of these specific formations completely by itself, go ahead and smash that like button and comment which formation you want to break down on. The most common formation that we receive, I will end up breaking it down. So with Vikings playbook, it's a lot of situational awareness. For example, 3-4 odd is going to be a man blitz, very heavy man blitz that you could, sometimes run a little bit of send 4 with. If someone's like in a 5 wide or, like a trips tight end flex, you're really going to find a lot of success out of this 3-4 odd. You see right here, we're just going to call hike and we're going to get right side pressure very fast. But with that same knowledge, the 3-4 odd is usually going to struggle with plays like a jet sweep, as you see we end up calling here, and we're going to be able to get a lot of yards, potentially a touchdown. Alongside plays where you have a receiver or tight end going out on an auto motion. So you see I have an auto motion play right here. It's going to cause a little bit of disruption pre-play, and you're going to end up having a lot of easy yards versus 3-4 odd heavy blitzes, especially if they're in man coverage. So if you want to counter maybe a jet sweep or some type of auto motion, you would run like a 6-1 cover 4 quarters or a Samuel blitz even. You would go ahead and turn it on the baseline, and you see right here it's symmetrical, right? We have a linebacker left, we have a linebacker right. This is more of a zone defense that you're going to call. You could send 5 or 6 depending on whatever side you want to send it on. Right here we're going to send it off the right. We're going to get in this gap. We're going to call high. Auto motion that was just open versus the 3-4 odd is not going to be as open as it is versus 6-1. See right here, we're going to get right side pressure. The fly is guarding the auto motion, tight end. And from there, you just have cover 4 zone, cover 4 match, sometimes man if you mix it up, and you will get stops in this defense. It's been really good for a couple years now. It has amazing sheds. You can set up some nasty blitzes out of it. And it's amazing versus the run as well. Getting into our third defense is the 3-3-5 odd. I personally like the baseline. My two go-to plays are going to be the hot blitz 3 and the LB cross 3 show 2. A quick note to self, when you do call this defense, sometimes you will not be able to drag this linebacker out right here, and he won't be considered a linebacker. He'll be considered a defensive lineman. To change this, we're going to do the cornerback 1 inside package. You're going to flick your right stick till you find it. Like I said, we're still on baseline and we still have our auto flip on. Now we're going to be able to drag him out, and we are going to be able to hot route him as a linebacker. This is crucial. This is very important. You don't want to have him as a DN because he won't get certain zones, and it's just not really ideal, right? You want him as a linebacker. He is a linebacker, and you're going to be able to drag him out here to get this kind of DB fire, type of pressure. You see right here, we're going to call high to ensure we get the pressure off the right or left edge. You see right there, we sent 5. We did send out 5, but we're going to get some nice, easy, consistent pressure with this edge blitz look right here. With that, your sidelines are probably going to be open. You're going to have to sprint to the sidelines or make a cover 2 probably out of your defense. And if that's not something you really want to do, and you just kind of want to guard the middle of the field yourself and not really have to worry about the sidelines, well, the LB cross 3 is going to be more of a defense for you. So for this LB cross show 2 blitz, we're just going to press, we're going to spread our line, and it's optional, but you could keep the contains. The only thing you really have to decide is which side do you want to loop, right? You could get very creative and loop one side or the other, just depending on what play it is. I personally like looping off the left edge right here, or the left side, as I find it more consistent. See, we just stand on this left hip of the guard. We're going to call hike, and the corner routes and the sidelines are taken care of, and the middle of the field with our safety in a hook zone is going to help us out a lot. Having the 2 hard flats really helps out the sidelines. Like I said, in this defense, you're going to have to really guard the middle of the field with your user. And, maybe having an extra safety in a hook zone, as you see what we did right here, is going to help you do that. And yeah, that's what 3-3-5 odd really consists of. You got edge pressure, you got loop pressure. It's all depending on what you want to do. Whether you want to guard the sidelines, you'll end up calling, this loop right here. If you want to guard, the middle of the field better and kind of get that edge pressure, you would call the hot blitz 3. Moving on to our 4th defense, it's going to be the double mug, 2-4-5 double mug. With this, there's a couple things you could do. And I personally haven't really called this defense a lot this year. It was really good at a certain time and moment. But you could call baseline, which is going to be like more of a zone type of look. With this baseline, you could call defenses like the LB Blitz 3 or the Nickel Dog 3 Buzz, or even like a Tampa 2 with some zone drops. With this, you're definitely going to want your auto flip on. And in this defense, we're really going to just send 4, right, and play a lot of zone defense. See right here, you could blitz your inside interior linebackers. You could blitz your outside exterior linebackers, all depending on what type of look you want. Right here, for example, we'll just play like a cover 2. Why not? And then we're going to just keep these hook curls and, do something like this, right, or have a mid-read, right? And it's all dependent on what you want to do out of this defense. If you want to run zone, this baseline Nickel Dog 3 Buzz is a perfect look for you. You see right here, we're just going to hold them in that pocket. We're eventually going to get sheds, get some disengages, have a nice switch stick out of this defense. If you want to get more aggressive and run a little bit of man, bump and run, send 6 or send 5, get on default or even man align, and just come out in the mid blitz 0, right? It's been a defense for so many years at this point. It's really, really effective at creating pressure and causing, bad reads. You could get on this safety right here, pass commit. If you know they're passing, if they end up running while you pass commit, you're going to give up a lot of yards, so beware of that. But, if we're going to do this, guard the running back with your user, and that's just fast pressure. It really doesn't get better than that. Zig routes, speed outs, auto motions, deep, streaks or sideline fades are going to be a problem if you're running this defense. Right here, we're just going to call a zig route, and, the zig routes beat man really well. So it's all chess at the end of the day, right? If you want to run a defense like this, it's going to get you a couple stops for sure, but you're going to have to really watch out for like zig routes, like I said, and those auto motion plays and deep sideline fades. But, you could get really creative. You could run something like cover 0 with 2 purples on the field and send 4 to trick your opponent. You could send 5 off one side and zone out the other side. Just think of this as, we're tricking our opponent. We're making them block an extra, running back or tight end. Then we'll play coverage. If they're sending out 5, we're going to blitz everyone. That's what double mug should be for you. And last but not least, this Vikings defense is missing one component, one defense, in my opinion. That is the dollar defense. But the 1-4-6 is an amazing substitute, if not, better. 1-4-6, it's going to consist of like a cross 3 fire loop, just like the cover 4 quarters at $1. You still have your double safety go if you like having your safeties in the box. You're still going to be able to run like cover 1 robber, DB sting, Tampa 2, cover 2 man. It's all pretty much the same, except you really don't have that cover 4 quarters. So what I would do personally is I'd come out in like a cross 3 fire, and just like the 3-3-5 odd, we're just going to mix up who we end up looping, right? If you want to loop the left side, amazing. If you want to loop the right side, good. Either or will work. You want to get creative with it. You don't want to loop the same side every play because people will end up sliding left or sliding right to pick this up. If you're mixing up the player you're looping, it's going to be very tough for them at the end of the day. So this is a shell I would run, something like this, right? Be ready to switch stick onto Fuller to guard the seam. Call hike, and that's what we end up doing. Switching onto Fuller, guarding the hook zone to intermediate seam streak area. If you're more advanced, I would suggest coming out with double safety go and then audibling to it. So what that is going to do is, you see right here, we're going to come on double safety go, then we're going to audible to the cross 3 fire. You're going to want to make sure this is in your audibles. What this is going to do is we're going to have our safeties in the box. It's going to be very hard to throw seam streaks, any type of short passing pattern, middle passing pattern, post, anything like that, right? And you could go with a quarter right here. You can put a hook zone right here. Just back up your safeties a smidge or two, and you will be good to go. See right here, we're going to call hike. We're going to switch stick around. Our pressure doesn't come in free, but we get amazing sheds. That's what 146 has, amazing pass coverage sheds. You pair this up with an occasional blitzing slot cornerback, and you're going to find yourself buying a lot of stops. So you see right here, we're going to blitz our left slot, and, it just causes a lot of pressure. You're going to get really creative, get a lot of stops. And at the end of the day, that's what this Vikings defense is. It's a hybrid. You're going to really outthink your opponent, run a lot of different looks until you find the one look that your opponent does not like playing against. That could be 6-1. That could be double mug. That could be this dime 146. You just got to rotate and shuffle your defenses until you find that one defense that works, and you will end up stopping your opponent and winning the game. On to my in-game examples. So getting into it, I'm running this Vikings defense in, MUT ranks, and I'm getting really adjusty. I'm getting really aggressive, showing my opponents multiple different looks. See right here, we're in this 3-3-5 odd first set of downs, and it's going to consist of right A-gap pressure, cover 3 zone, maybe like a hook zone right here, once more cover 3 zone right here, cover 3 zone right here, right? A very simple shell, right? 2 hard flats going towards the sideline, and I'm going to be using this Mr. Simmons right here in a hook zone, navigating to this left side of the field while this guy might be in a hook, and I'd switch stick onto him. So just very basic shell, right? But we're going to get pressure. We're going to hold him in that pocket with these 2 contains. That's what the job is really in this 3-2-5 odd. Hold them in that pocket, get a little bit of pressure from your interior guys right here, and have a really good user with, one of the 2, safeties or linebackers that you have on the field. So you can see right here, that's what we're end up doing. We're setting up this cover 3, cover 4 type of hybrid. On my purples, he ends up running a fake, or he runs a jet sweep. Like I said, this is really good run defense because you have linebackers on the field, not only just, DBs and safeties, right? These linebackers are really good. They get the job done. I end up mixing it up, running a little bit of hot blitz right here. See some adjustments that you could possibly make. I get this guy manned up to the running back because he's lit up. I know these guys love throwing to the running back. Get a little really aggressive on this right side right here. You see right here, it's just a soft squat. This guy could, maybe hit me with a corner right here, but I have eyes to this right side. If he goes corner out or anything up here, I'll switch stick to this guy or this guy right here. And I'm using Simmons once again. You see right here, Simmons is my user. He's tall. He's a great user. I could use this right side alongside this left side. And that's just a shell that you could run possibly. I end up switching it up a little bit because he motions out. And, now we have a hook zone. We're blitzing off the right side only now. And he has numbers, right? He ran an auto motion. So watch what I do with my switch stick here on the left side, this right side. Pay attention to Ty Law. It's a pretty good switch stick right here. You're going to see he ends up calling hike. And I bite down, or I jump up to guard the wheel, then I bite down at the last second. And yeah, that's what you kind of want to do out of this 3-3-5 odd. You want to get a little aggressive, but you still want to be able to send pressure. Right here, we're sending 4 people. We have contains on the field, and the contains do their job, right? We have a great switch stick. We end up getting a stop. Once more, 3-3-5 odd, and he's just going to run like an RPO. So you see, we're not giving up anything easy or free in this 3-3-5 odd, whereas some defenses like 6-1, 3-4 odd, maybe even 1-4-6 might have a little trouble at stopping the run in some of these RPOs and jet sweeps. 3-3-5 odd is a hybrid. It's a balance, right? We have linebackers, safeties, cornerbacks. They're in great spots, and they play the run alongside the pass equally as well. So you can see right here, trying to get a little bit of loop pressure, right? We've been struggling to get this loop pressure to come in. He's been blocking some guys, but we have just simple cover 3 right here, right? And then our user, see, like I said, you got to flip up who you loop. I was looping this guy, and now I'm going to user him, right? It's going to trick him. It's going to throw him off. Now I could use this whole left side and not really have to worry about this right side because I have a hook zone right here. And, I could switch stick onto him if I need to. So you see how the defense ends up playing out? This is really good defense. It's simple cover 3. I user his post. He ends up checking the deep ball, but our cover 3 zone is there, and we end up getting a stop. So that's 3-3-5 odd. We keep it short and simple. We'll send the edge pressure at times, and then we're going to sit and send that 4-man loop at times and guard the sidelines really well. Right here, he got on like some type of, gimmicky formation. So we were running a little bit of 3-4 odd man coverage. Just everyone's in man. It's really good run defense because, you're blitzing everyone. Everyone's in man. They're going to stop the run really well. You see right here, he's just trying to run gimmick plays, and we're not falling for it. Right here, I'm going to get really aggressive. I'm going to go and try to user press his tight end. Everyone is manned up right here. Everyone is manned up. I don't have to worry about anything because everyone's manned up. And I'm going to get pressure off these right edges and this guy right here in the middle. And it's just, this is what 3-4 odd is, right? It's pretty easy to run. All you have to do really is show blitz, make sure you're having a good user, and you'll get results like that. Once more, we're in this 3-4 odd, 4th and 13, kind of questionable. I wanted to blitz him. He ends up going with a double pass. I knew he was going to go with a double pass. The counter to double passing is, running all-out man coverage. You see, everyone's in man right here. Everyone's in man. And, I didn't think he'd call this. This guy's crazy for calling this. He ends up calling a man coverage or a double pass. And he has this zig route, which is covered up. Corner route is kind of open, so I switched it onto him. But he's not even looking there. He's looking over here. And I should have had a swat. He ends up catching that. I can't be too mad. He ends up scoring right there. So right here, we're mixing it up. We're running a little bit of 6-1 because he's been running a lot of jet sweeps, RPOs. And, I wouldn't want to run 3-4 odd versus that. You notice how I have my linebacker here to kind of slow down that RPO. He ends up calling it, and my guy is there to make a tackle. Great defense right there. I know he wants to just run RPOs and jet sweeps at this point in time. So I'm really trying to slow down. Right here, he calls a fake RPO or fake jet sweep. I'm in 1-4-6. Man coverage across the board. I kind of want to trick him right here. Look how my user, I should be using this guy, right? I end up using this guy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fake run this way and then end up switch sticking down with that corner out. So this is high level stuff right here. You could do this too. And it tricked him. It completely got him. I gave up something open. I ended up not getting the pick, but you will get picks, right? That was just a bad animation. And once more, we're in this 1-4-6. Same thing. Cover 3 zone. And then have a hook curl to help you out right here. Loop the left side or the right side. It all depends on who you want to loop. And just have a great switch stick at the end of the day. This is what a lot of players are doing right now. This is amazing defense. You're sending 4, so you're going to get some nice sheds. We have hard flats on the field. And we have a switch stick right here. Our hook zone, we switch stick off of him. It causes him to throw it in, not a good pass. And ends up being picked off. So this is that Vikings hybrid defensive breakdown. If you want a more in-depth breakdown on any specific formation, make sure to comment what formation you want and smash that like button. And go check out the Madden Academy now. We have free courses to help you better and improve your games and your game and your skill. We have free courses on Madden Mental Chess Match. Think outside the box and outthink your opponent to get way more wins in Madden 25. Till then, I'll catch you guys soon, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.